Obasanjo drops Matthew from his name, calls for the colonization of African identities, and now to the news in full. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has revealed that he has dropped the name Matthew from his full name, stating that he does not fancy it and prefers to be addressed by his traditional Yoruba names. Well, if that's what you want, that's fine. Nigerian Punch reports that Obasanjo made this disclosure on Wednesday during a public lecture and book presentation in Abeokuta, Ogun State, held to commemorate his 88th birthday. The Labour Party presidential candidate in the last election, Peter Obi, his running mate, Yusuf Datti Ahmed, Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke, Ogun Deputy Governor Engineer Noimot Salako, Oyedele, and the business mogul Sir Kensington Adebutu graced the occasion. Former governors Ibikunle Amosun, Ogun State, Olagunsoye Ilola, Osun State, Sule Lamido Jigawa, and Emeka Ihedioya of Imo, traditional rulers and other top politicians were on ground to honor the former president. The event also featured the launch of 2 new books. Hey, now everybody dey launch book now. Sure, you no go launch book like this, what to me? Everybody just the launch book by the former president, which are, lest we forget, slavery, slave trade, emancipation and reparation, and Nigeria, past and the future. Speaking at the event, Obasanjo emphasized that Africa must completely break free from the lingering effects of slavery, colonialism, and the slave trade to achieve true political and economic growth. Yes, there are so many things that we need to unlearn, that we need to relearn. Most of these things that they brought just to deceive us, we need to really unlearn them. The guest lecturer made us realize that part of our problem is what I may call the residue of slavery, slave trade, and colonialism. Until we can completely break away from it, we will not be able to make the progress we should, Obasanjo stated. The former president lamented that colonial influence continues to shape the African mindset, despite the region's independence from Western rule for over 2 centuries. Yes, so that is why they will still want to ask for permission from UK, from US, before they do some certain things in Nigeria. Like, why? We have our independence. Why are you still going to the UK to ask for permission to do this thing before you can do them? Are we still under them? No, we have our independence, really. We've not broken free from that slavery, having to think that, oh, these people are greater than us, they are bigger than us. We always have to be under them before we can get anything done. We have to really change that mindset. Obasanjo also used the occasion to push for the decolonization of names, explaining that he had decided to drop Matthew because he never felt attached to it. He humorously referenced a recorded speech by Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, president of the African Development Bank, who had addressed him as Matthew during the event. Obasanjo remarks, that brings me to Akin Adesina, who insists on renaming me Matthew. I have no problem with his evangelical mission, but for me, I do not fancy the name. He continued, jokingly questioning why his parents named him Matthew, a tax collector, instead of more appealing biblical names. Are you not a tax collector? It fits you now. The former president stated, my father and mother, I don't know why they decided on Matthew. They didn't name me Peter, John, Samuel, or Moses. Those are beautiful names. Not even Joseph, Baba or Nawa. Akin Adesina can keep his Matthew. I'll keep my Olusegun Aremo Kikiola Obasanjo. Reflecting on the state of the nation, Obasanjo expressed confidence that Nigeria will overcome its challenges and emerge as a great country in his lifetime. Oh, really? Okay. He said, but for me, I am an incurable optimist about Nigeria. Yes, the situation is bad, no doubt, but I believe that in my lifetime, we will have a Nigeria that we will all be proud of. I hope so. He explained that his second book, Nigeria, Past and the Future, seeks to examine the country's mistake, provide solutions, and chart a path towards national progress. Delivering a keynote lecture titled Echoes of the Past, Vision of the Future, Reflections on Slavery and Colonization and Nigeria's Journey Towards a Promising Future, Professor Egosa Osage emphasized the need for Nigeria to redefine its identity, culture, and governance free from colonial influence. Osage, who is the Director General of the Nigerian Institute for International Affairs, NIIA, stressed the importance of promoting indigenous knowledge systems, preserving African languages and cultural practices, driving development based on Africa's unique values and priorities. Yes, because before you know, all our cultures, our tradition is going to be extinct. Even our language is going. If you don't try to fix it back, all of us want to be speaking for them. Everybody wants to talk like the Europeans, the Americans. We want to speak British. I saw a school the other day. If you see the way those girls were speaking forced English, you can speak our own language and still speak correct English. Look at Chimamanda Adichie. She speaks correct English, but she speaks it with her mother tongue. You don't have to speak like the Briticos. You don't have to speak like the Americans before you know that, oh, I'm speaking English. You can speak your English very well, like a proper Nigerian would speak. Our languages, our traditions, our values, we should not lose them. We should try and endeavor not to lose them, because since we argue that Nigeria must shape its future based on self-determined aspirations rather than Western models imposed during colonial rule. The event concluded with calls for greater African unity, economic self-sufficiency, and a renewed sense of pride in African heritage. Hopefully. Osas Omorobe says, Baba, at your age, dropping a name that has stands and helps you throughout your life to become what you are today at 88. Nobody even knows that he bears Matthew. So I don't understand what you are saying, Osas. His name that has helped him, excuse me. His name that has helped him throughout his life. How? He's never added Matthew to his name. I've never heard that Olusegun Obasanjo is Matthew. This is the first time I'm hearing that he has Matthew in his name. So I don't understand what you mean by the Matthew has helped him all through his life. You don't know what you're saying. No? You don't know what you're saying. Seva Guy says, Baba, that's wisdom for the idiomic generation. I salute my humbled Baba. Okay. Olumide Oteniya says, that was an easy decision for the former president, knowing few recognize him as Matthew. Exactly. I don't think anybody really knows him as Matthew. I've not heard it before that Olusegun Obasanjo and then there's Matthew in his name. I've never heard it before, so if he's dropping it, it's fine. But Tiana says, I believe it's too late for Chief Obasanjo to drop the name Matthew. Chief Obasanjo did not realize that Matthew of old time was a tax collector before having positive encounter with Jesus, who had positive influence in his life. If Baba now dropped the name Matthew for tax collector connotation, definitely he didn't have any positive encounter with Jesus. That is what he's saying now, that he did not fancy it right from time. It's not as if it was when he gave his life to Christ that he was probably baptized and given the name Matthew. No. His parents gave him the name and he never felt that I wanted to add this to my name or I wanted to ever bear this name. So that is what he's saying now, that he wants to drop it because he never fancied it. He never used it. I've not heard him say his name is Matthew before. So if he's dropping it, good luck to him. That is what he wants. He's old enough to make decisions for himself. I don't see a reason why we want to say, oh, you have to be Matthew by force. It's not none of our business. My listeners, over to you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.